In 2026, the internet's always changing, and you might even ask how some of these things, like AI and brain rot, even form in the first place. That is literally my entire question with the whole looks maxing community. Like, what happened to just simple self-improvement? We have lost the plot completely. And beyond just looks maxing, there are so many other weird TikTok communities out there that most people have never even heard of. But the looks maxing community is mainly the dumbest, but one of the most known things right now. Like I said, what happened to just simple self-improvement? Because this community took the concept of trying to look better and took it to a point where it's literally dangerous. It started out as basic stuff, working out, good haircuts, basic stuff, all of which is fine advice. The problem is, apparently that wasn't enough. And at some point, someone in particular decided that basic self-improvement wasn't interesting enough to make content about, so things just kept escalating until we got to where we are now, which is a completely different thing. But what if I told you that bone smashing would help you mog more? I cannot believe I just said that sentence, bro. Oh my. Like, what does that even mean? Who looked at their face one day and thought the solution to their problems was hitting themselves with a hammer? Obviously, this doesn't work, but seeing what Clavicular has promoted has definitely caused some damage across the youth. And the crazy thing is, these videos are getting millions of views and are causing people to discover new things to be insecure about that they had no awareness of before. It's not even self-improvement at this point. Now people are getting word over the most niche things about themselves. Some of them things they can't even control or change, no matter what they do. Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your bone structure is not something you can just change in a good way by smashing your face with a hammer. And also, the vocabulary that has come out of this community too, like looks maxing, I don't see how anyone can take this serious. It's crazy how the content is framed because a lot of it is presented as being helpful advice, being shared to help improve your looks on the surface. But when you look at what's being said, it's almost always toxic. Even if it might be a joke, there's just no point in listening to any of it. What concerns me is how young the target audience is. Like, it's really messed up. Like, we're talking about teenagers who are already insecure about themselves in middle school because some random middle-aged men online told them their jawline isn't the most chiseled thing of all time. I would like to think that the looks maxing community in general is mainly satire and other people making jokes, but there's also that other side that just makes you wonder, what are people genuinely doing with their lives that they are promoting this? On the other end, BookTok is one that I thought at first was one of the more wholesome communities on TikTok and just in general, but let me tell you, I would definitely be wrong about that. BookTok is just a reading community on TikTok, and it sounds like it would be completely harmless, like people recommending books, doing reading challenges, and it has gotten a huge number of people back into reading who hadn't picked up a book in years. Like, let me ask you, when is the last time you actually finished reading a book? But then there's a side of BookTok which is just freaked out millennials. When I first heard of it though, I thought it was just a mix of people reading books and the occasional deep romance type book, which was what I thought made it more popular. But there's also a lot more things I can't even talk about on here that's going on in that community. The books a lot of these people read and show on TikTok is diabolical. I don't know when BookTok just switched from actually recommending good books and promoting better things to read to help keep your brain active, to just being overly freaked out over a book that's just goo material basically. If I am reading, personally, I am not trying to read and look at anything like that. I need a genuine interesting thing. I do feel bad for people who actually enjoy reading and recommending good books to others, because BookTok has just cooked the entire image of it, at least on TikTok mainly. Like, I'm sorry, but if I see anything that has BookTok in the name or hashtag of it, I'm scrolling immediately. BookTok versus BikeTalk though, which one's worse? No idea, but BikeTalk is probably equally as bad. It has basically the same problem as BookTok, where a lot of people will just post thirst traps and the comments will be filled with middle-aged men or women fiending over someone who was clearly just trying to make a quick buck with a TikTok. I don't know who started all this goo material with both BikeTalk and BookTok equally, but they ruined the people who are actually passionate about bikes or books. Like, there are genuine videos and it's ruined because some degenerates wanted to get a few more views on TikTok. The humor of it is what I think makes BikeTalk a little worse, because I don't even think little kids would find these jokes funny. That's how unfunny it is. I don't even understand how BikeTalk got to this point. You would think with how cool you can make motorcycles look, it would be something a lot more cooler and more so showcasing the cool things people have done with their bikes. But instead we have this. Gym Talk is something that I feel like was ruined by the whole looks maxing community. At first glance, you would think Gym Talk is something actually good and to help promote being healthy to others, and it still is in a way. It's not nearly as bad there right now, but there is so much corniness that has been brought upon it. The looks maxing community really just bled into Gym Talk since their whole thing is trying to look better, and by doing that, they have ruined a whole nother community by doing it. Like, Gym Talk used to be and still does have people who give genuine advice and want to actually inspire and help people without all the corny and dumb stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of the more popular stuff is the corny, hyped up videos telling you to lock in while giving no tips whatsoever. I don't even get what the end goal of these videos are too. Like, you are literally providing nothing to people who actually want to get more healthier and work out. Next up are the VTubers though. This is more of just in general on social media, and there are some VTubers obviously who are normal, and I feel like it's mainly the fan bases that are a little more on the odd side. But what throws me off is when I'm scrolling and I hear an anime voice with some weird avatar on the screen. Maybe I'm just hating here, but I do get pretty uncomfortable, because in the most respectful way possible, how do you watch that? Plus, most of the time, I feel like the VTubers are just old men trying to get a few more dollars from some down bad people, and I can respect that. Some people are just degenerates that low-key deserve it, but how do you even fall for that? Like, you can't even see their face or know if that's even their actual voice.
What is a VTuber's model glitched? What?
Kyle, can we start this software? Oh my god!
What the fuck?
I have like no idea. I am just a sexy little VTuber girl. I do not question it. What the fuck?
It's pretty insane what people would do when they're down bad. I just think VTubers unfortunately have a stereotype of being weird, and it's a combination of both the viewers and the VTubers themselves. I'm not really sure what to call this next one, but let's just call it mukbang talk to keep it simple. Basically though, this is literally just people who eat food on TikTok. And it's not crazy and definitely not as weird as Bike Talk or Book Talk, but it does get interesting at times.
For me, we're being healthy today, man. It's the biggest big bowl of
I'm sure some of you can relate though. I'm just not a big fan of seeing others eating with all the crunchy sounds on camera. Like, sure, the food can and does look good a lot of the times, but if I'm seeing a mukbang of Arby's and hearing every sound of the meat in between someone's teeth, pause, I am throwing my phone across the room. I am not trying to hear that. Let's just say you're doom scrolling to pass the time at night, you know there's no food at your house right now, and you're basically having sleep for dinner. The absolute last thing I want to see is someone eating and making me feel even hungrier for the rest of the night on my For You page. That is the big reason why I don't even like seeing mukbangs, and it's not even weird, but it just makes me even more hungry when I'm not even hungry. Slime ASMR though. This isn't really a generalization of all ASMR in general, nor is it really weird, but it's mainly those slime ASMR videos, and I'm not even hating. Those are some of the best and most relaxing videos in general, and you'll see them on every platform, but specifically TikTok, because there are so many times where I am falling asleep going through the pages of them. This is more so just a niche community rather than weird, but I had to include it. I will always say, if you are trying to fall asleep and just really can't, I'm telling you, watch slime ASMR content in general. But if you're doom scrolling on TikTok, it will get you right immediately. Thank me later. I feel like there's always going to be some weird niche community that rises up every few years. Some good, some bad, you know. And they always seem to come from TikTok. I don't mean to sound cringe, but some of us were low-key right when we said TikTok was too immature back in 2019. Let me know any other TikTok communities that you find weird though. But that is all I gotta say for this. Check out these stories on Spotify, join my Discord, follow the Twitch, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.